Well, here we are. Street Fighter 6 is officially on its way out very soon. I know this is kind of the review period, and I've been lucky enough to be among the few that got to try this game early and play it early and go through the World Tour mode and do a lot of the trials, and there's just so much to pick at this game. This is a behemoth, to say lightly. This is probably Capcom's most ambitious project, and I might have been one of the first people who was crazy enough to play through the entire World Tour mode on these arcade cabinets here, and they did such a good job of handling the whole controls of the 3D camera using the buttons. I really this is a special game. I don't have anything scripted. I'm just gonna talk to you guys just lightly and quickly about just my initial thoughts coming from a tournament level player and being able to commentate tournaments. This game is more than that, and this game is for everyone and anyone who is just interested in the world of Street Fighter and anyone who wants to celebrate Street Fighter. You know, the series has been with us for 3 decades now. It's pretty insane to think about, and you know, Capcom went into this game knowing what this franchise means to the world and showing us that Street Fighter is here to stay. You know, Street Fighter V had a lot of people kind of try out different other fighting games. It wasn't a bad game per se, but it had a really rough launch, and I think that left a bit of a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouths. Now, Street Fighter 6 is something special. I'm gonna just kind of break it down right now. It's kind of split into 3 different games. You got the Fight Hub, the Battleground, and then you got the World Tour mode, which is the single player mode. And I want to start off by talking about the World Tour mode, because when I first saw this, I was like, this is a cool idea, but the visuals and everything don't look so good. And that's true. The game doesn't look very good. Actually, it kind of runs a little bit rougher when you're playing through the World Tour mode. But you know what? You instantly forget about all that because you're having so much fun and you're having so many laps. The game really doesn't take itself seriously. You're spending a lot of time mainly in Metro City. You'll go to and travel to different countries, but they're usually, admittedly, just kind of one zone and one area that you can check out where a specific fighter is located. There's not really much exploring in another part of the globe, but Metro City is the place you're going to be spending the most time in. But it's so funny. There are so many little Easter eggs in here, and again, just laughs. Like, you're going to be meeting a lot of the characters from the Street Fighter world around the city, as well as other countries, and you're going to be learning their fighting styles. You're going to be learning their master actions, so you're actually going to be able to use their moves while you're roaming the open world, and it's just so much goddamn fun. Like, I couldn't stop playing it. It was just all these little moments and being able to mix and match moves. It's just completely silly. You can be, you know, being able to throw a Hadouken while also being able to use Honda's headbutts, for example. And it's just like a crazy combination of moves. You can only pick out so many, but it'll just have you laughing because your character model is going to look so goofy while you're doing all this stuff. And they really brought the fun back into Street Fighter. I think they learned a lot of the mistakes they had with the launch of Street Fighter V, where this truly feels like a complete experience, and it's special. It's really, you know, I'm not even talking about the gameplay factor of it here, but just as a package, there seems to be a good amount of content here where I can confidently say that this is worth someone's money if they want to experience the world of Street Fighter and really, again, celebrate these characters and see them in a different light. This is the first game that takes place after Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, so it's really special to see how certain characters have matured and where they are now in their fighting careers. It's, you know, I had goosebumps. I should have had shivers in some of the cutscenes and seeing your character interact and seeing these characters that we grew up with in their natural environment, wherever that may be in the world of Street Fighter. As far as gameplay goes, you know, it's a perfect blend of, I want to say, you know, original Street Fighter 6 gameplay, but a bit of inspiration from obviously Third Strike with a bit of a pseudo parry type system. And of course, you got the Drive Impact, which is kind of like an armored attack, reminds you of the focus attacks from Street Fighter 4. So there's a bit of inspiration. They've kind of seen what works and probably didn't want to take it to the level of parrying of Street Fighter 3, but have their own version of parrying in this, where you have to actually press 2 buttons to do it. This game might be, in my opinion, one of the hardest Street Fighter games to play at a high level. I really think that, and that's not to scare anyone here because it also is very accessible to the new player. I think it's easy to play but hard to master, if that makes sense. And I say that because there's just so much to think about in this game. The drive impacts and the parry, and there's just the mental stack is really high in this title, and the corner pressure is extremely scary. You also really have to have great meter management because you don't want to burn out unless you know you're going to kill the opponent or at least have a very advantageous position. So things have been thought out so well, and I know that people have been playing like a cracked beta and all that stuff. I think that there's going to be so much more tech to figure out. I think that for the first year, the whole community is probably not going to know how to play this game as well as we think we are. Probably the last thing I will quickly jump on is they nailed it with the original character designs. I think Kimberly, JP, I even like Luke. I never wasn't a Street Fighter V player really, so I don't go through the hate of Luke and everyone's distaste for that character, but I think they did such a good job comparing to even Street Fighter 4, which was, one of my favorite games, as most of you know. Street Fighter 4 had pretty lousy character designs for their original characters, but in Street Fighter 6, they really nailed it. I feel like these are some of the best original characters that we've had, probably since Street Fighter 3. This is the Street Fighter game to get into. If you guys are even on the fence or you're not really into fighting games, don't care about all of this tournament esports stuff. I mean, join your tournaments, do your locals, have fun. But if you're someone who's also, thinks that, I don't have time for fighting games or to get good at them, you'll still have a great time with this. Just go through the world tour, have a good time, maybe play some matches online with your friends. There's just so much to do and experiment, and the characters are all so different, including all of the legacy characters. Like, E Honda and like DJ, I was playing them quite a bit today, and they're very different with the same soul attached to them, if that makes sense, but they've added a bit of spice on those original Street Fighter 2 characters. This is a behemoth, as I said. This is the start of a new era for fighting games, and I think that you guys should be a part of it. Street Fighter 6 is incredible. I love you all, and stick around this channel, because I'll hopefully have some more videos on this game coming soon. Take care, guys.